The final exit on the road to the WAC championship is rapidly approaching as the Kansas City Roos enter Phoenix to take on the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the GCU Soccer Stadium. I'm Kyle Borg alongside Jack O'Hara. And Jack, the Lopes were here on Friday night where they took on a Houston Baptist team, but unfortunately fell in overtime.
Well, it's not what you want, Kyle, but you do have to take away the positives in this one. You got to give a ton of credit where credit's due. Justin Rasmussen and Burt Wilton with scores early in that game, but then, of course, Mr. Clutch, Cameron Weller, coming off the bench, sparking that Lopes offense to tie the game in the 88th minute. But the defense for the Lopes, and this was the key factor in this one, the defense that's been so vital to Coach Shellis Heidman this year really did not perform like they've been used to performing this season on Friday with 4 scores. Came down to timely penalty kicks, which ultimately cost the Lopes in the end.
And the Lopes are going to need the defense to be strong here tonight as they take on a Kansas City Roos team that has been very strong since the beginning of WAC play.
Well, this game's a lot more important than the average fan may think, Kyle, because the Lopes have a very tough schedule coming up. They got Utah Valley and Air Force on the road before they return home against UNLV for their final showdown at home. Look for the Lopes to come storming out of the gates hot tonight as they tune up the band one last time, getting ready for the WAC tournament.
And the Lopes will look to position themselves in a better place to get into the WAC tournament. There's only one way to find out if that journey starts here tonight. Stick around. Men's soccer action is right around the corner right here on GCU TV.
You have a foundation of strong values and a clear sense of right and wrong. It makes you bold. It makes you fearless. Inspired to protect and serve. You belong where your passions come to life. Grand Canyon University's online degree program in cybersecurity makes it convenient for you to join the newest front in keeping your community safe. GCU teaches you how to secure and protect a virtual environment. And by applying that knowledge, you'll be able to develop solutions for effective cyber management. Join the growing field of cybersecurity. Lead a life of pride and courage, where patriotism and family are admired.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
About time you washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the GCU Soccer Stadium for tonight's matchup between the Kansas City Roos and the Grand Canyon University Lopes. I'm Kyle Borg alongside Jack O'Hara. And Jack, the Lopes had a home game on Friday night, and they're back here again here tonight. And they ended up losing on Friday night in overtime to the Huskies, and they're going to look to bounce back tonight in a big way.
Well, we talked about it a little bit on the pregame, Kyle. A tough loss. It's not what you want if you're Coach Shellis Heidman. I think it was the penalty kicks there at the end. 2 penalty kicks for the Huskies that made all the difference against George Tesorius. Again, if you don't come away with those kicks, the Lopes potentially come away with a 3-2 win. A tough way to go out in overtime after, again, Cameron Weller coming off the bench and sparking that team to tie things up at the 88-minute mark. 2 minutes remaining in that game for his first collegiate goal ever. But now the Lopes are going to have to rebound here tonight. A quick turnaround, 48-hour difference here for George Tesorius and the boys as, again, 4 games left on the season. They got to win, and they got to win now if they want any chance of making the WAC tournament.
And how can the Lopes win tonight as we take a look at the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game?
Well, of course, they got to go back to the fundamentals. The Lopes have played well defensively for the most part of the 2019 season and then dropped the ball on Friday against Houston Baptist. Look for the men to minimize their mistakes on defense because, again, they have played tremendously, only allowing 1 score in their previous 3 games. And then minimize penalties. It's what killed them on Friday night, like I just mentioned. 2 penalty kicks making all the difference for the Huskies against George Tesori's. Minimize the fouls, and the Lopes should be fine. And number 3, the pressure is on. We mentioned 4 games left in the season. 2 more home games, 1 tonight against Kansas City and then next week against UNLV. And then they got a tough road trip coming up after tonight against Utah Valley and Air Force, 2 of the top teams in WAC play. So the Lopes need a win tonight to, again, tune up the band and try to get something going here in these final 4 games.
Well, the referees are wearing the orange, the Lopes in the home white, and the Roos going to be in the blue and yellow jersey short combination. And we are underway here at the GCU Soccer Stadium. And we'll go ahead and kick it off with Kansas City starting with the ball. Going to bring it up past midfield and look to play one in quickly into that corner. But it's going to get out of bounds, and we'll get our first goal kick of the night as George Tesori's in the yellow for GCU. And the starters for the Roos tonight are number 2, Dontel Gilliard, number 4, Jordan Salt, number 8, Nate Tem, number 10, David Ray Campo, number 14, Antoine Pressure, number 18, Aiden Kavanaugh, number 21, Zadine Croton, number 23, Giacomo Caruso, number 27, Ryan Cadu, and number 33, Kevin Commodi. And in the goal box wearing the red goalie jersey for Kansas City is Filippo Erico, who's allowed 24 goals on the year. He's given up 2.15 goals a game. He's saving the ball at 67%. He's got 50 saves, 1 shutout, and is 4-8 on the season as that ball will be played deep into the corner for the Lopes. And now they have their first attack. It's in the box, played into the middle, nobody home. And it'll get all the way out, and Kansas City will clear, but only as far as Nick Barrerio. And now it's played back into the middle for Canales to Aristotelos. And back out wide for Austin Day as Kansas City picks it up. And Austin Day wins it back, a little tug of the jersey. Referee gonna call the foul this time. And the Lopes are gonna get the first free kick of the game. And the Lopes starters tonight are Isai Easley, Alexi Canales, Jaime Delor, Marlon Atondo, Justin Rasmussen, Pombos Aristotelos, Bert Wilton, Austin Day, Nick Barrerio, and Ariel Aguas. And as always, in the goal box for the Lopes, as forementioned, George Tesoris.
Well, another big opportunity here right now for the Lopes. We mentioned before that game against the Huskies on Friday, they only had 1 goal in their first 3 games.
That ball played into the box, almost finds Aguas' head. It's still loose. And Filippo able to get a hand to the first one and then cleared away by the Lopes. And Kansas City will get their first goal kick 2 minutes into the game.
Well, if anything else, it's nice to see that the Lopes offense is putting the pressure early on Filippo. As I was saying, though, 1 goal in their previous 3 games before Friday, and then, of course, the 3 scores coming from Bert Wilton, Justin Rasmussen, and Cameron Weller. And that's the one thing the Lopes got to do tonight. They got to put the pressure on early, come away with a few scores early on in this game to get the Havocs rolling and, again, fire up their defense that has been sluggish as of late.
So that one played quickly and then out wide for Austin Day and then back into the middle. And the Lopes will look to start another attack as that one's played back to George Tesoris just outside the 18-yard box and then played out wide. And now Aguas has it once again for the Lopes, and they're just playing catch back there with Tesoris, Easley, and Aguas for the moment. And now George is going to push everybody up and then chip a little ball to Aristotelos, who finds Isai Easley, who will find Jaime Delor. He's onside. Justin Rasmussen, he scored a goal on Friday night. He finds Jaime Delor on the wing. Delor gonna send one in all the way across the box and through a couple players' legs. And then the Lopes unable to get to that rebound, as that was a great ball played right in the middle of the box.
Well, Kansas City obviously dodged a major bullet there. He saw it go through 2 defenders' legs, almost 3, which would have cost them deeply. But again, the Lopes looking to put, again, another scoring chance here.
Delor found Justin Rasmussen, but the offside flag goes up, and Justin Rasmussen just beyond that last defender. So the first offsides of the game will go to the Lopes, and now Kansas City will get another free kick just 4 minutes in to the first half.
But again, you got to be happy with the offense's performance. 4 minutes into this game, they've already put together 3 shots on goal against Filippo. And again, Justin Rasmussen continuing to be aggressive down there inside enemy territory. We mentioned the score on Friday night. And again, we'll see if this Lopes defense can step up as well as the offense continues to put the pressure on this defense.
Looking to find Wilton, he does. Burt Wilton, tough angle to shoot from. It'll go across the face of goal and out of bounds. Another goal kick coming. Great ball from Justin Rasmussen as that one curled just inside to Burt Wilton's foot. He was able to get a step away and get the shot off. And it's been all Lopes through the first 4.5 minutes of play, and that's what you love to see if you're Coach Hyman. And the Lopes are in desperate need of a couple of wins here as we just have 4 games left, including this one on the season.
And again, this is the game you want to win if you're Coach Schellis. You wanted to win that game against the Huskies. Unfortunately, you come away with that 4-3 loss, a devastating loss, you might say, in overtime here at home. But then again, you go on the road this week against Utah Valley and Air Force, 2 very formidable opponents at the top of the WAC standings before you come home against UNLV for your final home game. This is a must-win for the Lopes, a 3-4 lifetime against Kansas City. So a very formidable game for this offense if they want to pull one out tonight.
That one off of the head of Austin Day and out of bounds as Kansas City will pick up the throw-in. So they finally get the ball in bounds and the Lopes will clear it away, but right into the platform, into the Havocs, and another throw-in coming. This one's taken quickly. And you just mentioned Utah Valley sitting in 2nd place right now in the Western Athletic Conference, and Air Force just ahead of the Lopes in 6th place, as the Lopes sitting in 10th after that loss on Friday night. But the Lopes looking to counter right here. They're going to play it out wide. This is Jaime Delore with it. He finds Rasmussen, but it's cleared away, and a throw-in coming for the Lopes.
Well, the Lopes offense has done a tremendous job to this point, giving themselves some space against Kansas City. Kansas City's defense really hasn't been breathing down there next to this point, but again, another 2-on-1 attack right there.
That one played into the middle, and then swung out wide from Canales to Austin Day. He will play it out wide, looking to get one into the box. The cross is in, looking for Delore on the back post, and Erico is there. And Filippo Erico will come away with the ball, and he will start something for the Roos this time at 6.5 minutes in.
Well, it would have been a tough play regardless there for the Lopes, but Jaime Delore trying to make the most of a bad situation there. The pass a little too far to the right as Filippo was just able to come outside of his box to make that save. And again, this Lopes offense continuing to put the pressure on as this defense has not really been able to amount or muster anything thus far against this offense.
Wilton looking to turn. He'll get it into the corner. Wilton, ball played on the ground, looking inside. It's a great save from Erico. And that one, Delore was the one that got the shot away. And Delore a little frustrated. That one didn't go in. He got a little bit of robbery from Filippo Erico. Take another look at this one.
Well, of course, Jaime Delore not really holding anything back on this kick. Wide open shot, and it seemed like Filippo was caught off guard a little bit. It seemed like he was a little late to the punch, but it was able to get a finger on it to deflect it away.
He just threw his arm out, it looked like. He was not ready for that shot from Jaime Delore. Erico comes away with the first save. Ball played into the middle. Lopes get ahead to it. It'll be deflected around, and then right in front, another one, and Aristotelos was sliding in, couldn't connect. And Kansas City gets it out of danger for the moment, and the Lopes are going to get a throw in on the far sideline near the NCAA tournament banner.
Well, Aristoteles took his shot there. Didn't really get all of that kick. Didn't really get a solid impact there as Filippo, again, just didn't look ready there in front of the net. The Lopes have unfortunately not been able to come away with the score, haven't been able to pull the trigger thus far, but if they continue to put the pressure on like they have in these first 8 minutes, I don't think they'll have a problem here tonight finding success against Filippo.
Offside flag up once again, and Kansas City gonna get ready. Make their first substitution of the game. Looks like it'll be number 3 for the Roos, Alvaro Hernando. So Erico gets ready to take this free kick. He will boot one long, looking to get something going for Kansas City. Now the substitution will be made before this Roos throw in on that far side, just in front of the platform edge. on the far sideline going into GCU territory. Roos attacking from south to north, the Lopes from north to south here in the first half. Here comes Kansas City looking to feed one through. Tesori's off his line. He's going to pick it up and avoid danger, and he'll roll it out quickly for Barrerio. And Barrerio plays it back for Isai Isley, back to Tesoris, who will play the ball at his feet and then get it back out wide for Aguas.
Well, that pass seemed to have just a little too much strength on it. You'd see Ryan Cadu putting the pressure on George Tesoris. Tesoris able to come out and get it for the Lopes. Again, defense going to be a vital factor in this game. We saw the 4 goals on Friday. Not wanting to give an inch here tonight against Kansas City.
So that one picked up by Aguas, and now he will play it back for Tesoris, who will start directing some traffic, and he will start the Lopes offense. And you mentioned ties the season-high goal total given up for George this year. Gave up 4 in Blacksburg against then-ranked number 17 Virginia Tech, and then 4 on Friday night against the Huskies. Now, granted, 2 of those were via the penalty kick, so not necessarily his fault on those 2. But he will definitely be looking to pitch a shutout here tonight, which would go a long way, as that ball goes a long way, looking for Wilton. But it'll be cleared away, but just as far as Canales, who has Austin Day running with him, and now he'll play Austin Day on that far sideline. Day plays it into the middle, and it's going to be stolen away, and here comes Kansas City. Able to play it out of danger and make a turn, and then play it to the back, and now Kansas City has the ball on their defensive end, and they will have possession and start something up that far sideline and look to get their first shot away on George Tesoris. They will be forced back all the way to that 6-yard box of Erico as the Lopes apply really good pressure, and they've been doing it here through the first 11 minutes. Isai Easley comes away with one, and Aristotelos picks it up. He gets the return pass. Here comes Pombos. That one, he gets tripped up a little bit after the play. Delore in the middle. Delore chips a defender, gets it away. Shot gonna be saved by Erico again, his second of the night. And another corner for GCU.
Well, I wouldn't say that was by design from the Roos, but Kansas City's defense doing a nice job stopping a couple of those attacks from the Lopes. Pompos Aristoteles and Hami Delore taking their chances, but again, not being able to execute. But again, first corner kick of the night as the Lopes, once again, as long as they continue to put the pressure on early, they should have no problem having success against Erico.
That one played into the front post, headed away, but the Lopes pick it right back up, and Day turns it over. Here comes Campo. He gets David Ray Campo to flex that one off of Austin Day. Now Kansas City get the throw in near that center field stripe. Here comes Kansas City again, looking to play another long ball into the corner. Barrerio playing defense. That one's crossed in. Day right there to head it away. Kansas City keeps possession for a moment. Ball still being headed around as one took about 4 different headers on its way out of bounds, and Kansas City will pick up a throw-in. Headed away again, and Kansas City will keep possession on the throw-in near the Lopes bench.
Well, if anything, right now, if you're the Roos, you want to kind of turn the tables. We saw in the first 8 minutes, the Lopes offense really putting the pressure on Erico. Now they want to try and put the pressure on George Tesoris, and obviously George Tesoris is going to come away with a goal kick here. So rewrite that script. The Lopes once again trying to put the pressure on Erico, as they have again through the first 13.5 minutes in this one. As again, just playing catch back there with George Tesoris and Isai Easley.
That's going to be a fun game for him. Keeping possession for a little while, as that one played into the middle, and now here come the Lopes again. It's Burt Wilton with it. Wilton looking to cross one in, deflected out of bounds. Throw in coming for the Lopes. Thrown in quickly to Isai Easley, who will then look to cross one deep into the corner, and Erico reads it well. He'll come down with it. And Filippo Erico will start the Roos off once again with possession as they will look to get something going, as they have not had the ball much through the first 14 minutes of play.
Well, again, it's been a tale of two stories between these defenses. I know we're really early in this game of 14 minutes into the game, but this Lopes defense has continued to not give an inch against Kansas City. It's why they've done a great job at turning the ball over offensively. We'll see it right here again with Isai Easley finding Hamid Delore. But this Kansas City defense has not put on the same pressure on this GCU offense. We're seeing the Lopes having a ton of space to work with. Again, another great pass there to Pambos Aristoteles, but right now you begin to see the Roos defense starting to pick up the pressure on the Lopes, as again they have another big breakaway here trying to find a hole.
As Aristoteles has it in the middle of the field, and now he will play it back for Isai Easley. Rasmussen on the ball this time. He'll find Barrerio out wide. Lopes looking to get something going towards the box as they start creeping forward. Aristoteles with it now. He will play Barrerio. Barrerio has Delore with him. He'll play him now. Hamid Delore looking to send one in. It'll take a deflection, and now Aristoteles can't stay with it for a moment. He popped up into the middle of the field, and Rasmussen comes down with it to Aristoteles. Almost got back to Rasmussen, but Kansas City with it now, looking to get it out of harm's way, and they will. That one right for Campo. Good header, but a foul called on Alexis Canales. And a free kick coming for Kansas City.
Well, I guess you could say both the Roos and the Lopes have played pretty well on defense to this point, just using two different strategies. Kansas City kind of letting this Lopes offense tease themselves a little bit, trying to go face-to-face with Erico by the enemy net, whereas George Tesorius in this Lopes defense has been man-to-man, not really giving an inch against Kansas City, like I mentioned, not really giving them any chances in Lopes territory. But again, both defenses playing pretty well to this point, as the Roos once again try to put a formidable threat against George Tesorius, which is something we haven't seen to this point.
As Tesorius has the ball this time at his feet, and he will play it out wide for Aguas on that far sideline. That one played back into the middle now. Campo deflects it away. Wilton looking to run onto it. Wilton's going to get there first. Burt Wilton looking to score for the second straight game. It's going to be off the crossbar. And Delore can't keep it, or he will keep it in bounds. Great job from Hamid Delore, and then he looks to play one into the middle. But Kansas City will clear it for the moment. So Burt Wilton hitting the crossbar just moments ago. He did that on Friday night as well, right before he was able to get his goal off the assist from Rasmussen. That one played in. It's got some curve on it, and that one's going to take a hop out of bounds. Goal kick coming for Erico as he's yelling at his defense. And we'll get a replay of that last Burt Wilton shot.
Well, regardless, you got to give credit to Burt Wilton there. 2-on-1 attack from Kansas City, able to get past both defenders, and again just hits off the top of the crossbar. And on that last play there, Alexis Canales, just a little too much oomph on that pass as it went out of bounds.
Goal kick coming for Filippo Erico. Barrerio will be able to win that header for a moment, and Kansas City gets one in the middle. And the referee is going to blow the whistle, and Kansas City will get a free kick. That was Nate Tem able to draw that foul, and he was a little frustrated that the referee didn't let that one go on as he kept possession of the ball. This will be Campo to take the free kick now. Lopes looking to break out here, but they will turn it back over. Kansas City will play it back to Erico. Takes a big touch, and it almost got to Marlon Atondo looking to play Kadu. Isai Easley with it now in the middle of the field for GCU. He'll play it out wide. Aguas will carry into space, and now he'll play for Hamid Delore. Delore trying to get there first. It'll be headed away, and Barrerio has it now. He'll play it to Canalett's in the middle of the field who will drop it back, and now the Lopes will reset their offense. Barrerio looking to get that one in. He'll have to reset it, and the Lopes looking to switch fields quickly. They'll play it back for Aguas, who will swing it back to Isai Easley, and the Lopes really like this near side of the field so far to start this game, just 20 minutes in. That ball in the middle to Rasmussen. Now Barrerio comes up with it on the far side, and he'll drop it back. Isai Easley looking to carry. He's pressured. He'll play one into the box. It'll be headed away, and a goal kick coming for Kansas City, as that one was intended for Burt Wilton, just a little bit too high and out of play.
Well, again, 20 minutes into this game, almost 20 minutes, 19:47 seconds and counting. And if you're frustrated on offense, the Lopes really shouldn't be, because again, only 20 minutes into this game, they put a ton of pressure on Felipe Errico to this point. Something's got to give eventually, and you got to give props to this defense, not really letting George Tesouris play a factor at all in this game, yet really giving him much needed rest in these first 20 minutes.
As Tyler Hughes will get set to check in for the Lopes on the next possession. They will be allowed the substitution, as that one popped up from Tesouris into the middle. And almost turned over by the Lopes, and now Hughes will get ready to check into the game. And it will be for Marlon Atondo on that far side. So Nick Barrerio gets set to throw it in for the Lopes, as the referee's gonna back him up just a little bit. They'll play it for Aguas, being pressured heavily by Cadu. He'll be able to turn away from it and then get it to Isai Easley, who will look to play one long in the middle for Burt Wilton. It just bounces over his head, and that one's gonna be played back on a hop, and a tough ball to handle for Errico, but he will, and he'll have to play it out of bounds. And another throw in coming for the Lopes. They'll go quickly for Aristotelos, as that one will be turned back over. Quick play looking to get that outside, but the Lopes do a good job to maintain possession now, as they will drop it back to George Tesouris. And the busiest Tesouris has been all night has been passes from his teammates,
which is a great thing you want to see from the defense. Like I mentioned, he's had a ton of breaks so far here in the first 22 minutes, and this Lopes offense looks to continue riding that momentum, trying to continue to put the pressure on Felipe Errico. Errico, again, he's been phenomenal to this point. Still looking for his first save on the night. But something's got to give here in these next 22 minutes or so here in the remaining in the first half.
Errico will wait, and he will play it out wide. And that one gets into the middle for Campo. As the Ruse defense just playing with it a little bit, and that one looking to go long for Ryan Cadu. Isai Easley doing a great job to stay on that one, and then forcing a turnover were the Ruse for a moment. That one's going to be played right off the face of one of the Ruse players. Didn't quite catch a number. I believe that is number 8, Nate Tem. As the referee will check on him. That is Nate Tem, number 8. It looks like he'll be A-okay and able to continue. That throw in by the Lopes will get headed back to Rasmussen. He'll bring it down. He'll play it into the middle, looking to find Tyler Hughes. A little bit too short for him, and that one's cleared out of bounds. Lopes gonna get another throw in. Isai Easley will have to play it into the middle, and he'll turn it over. Tiptoe on the sideline, but Campo able to come away with it, and he will play it back into the middle, and they will switch fields. Lopes able to force Kansas City into a turnover, and they will look to start a break. This one will be played out wide for Jaime Delore. Delore into the middle for Rasmussen. Rasmussen can't keep possession, and they will turn it over, and now Kansas City gonna look to counter. Delore on the defensive pressure there. He will force a pass, and that one will be played back into the middle. Looks like Rasmussen took a shot to the face, maybe caught an elbow on that one. He looks to be okay as Tesorius picks it up, and he has the ball at his feet, and he will play it out wide. Ball played back into the middle, and now back for George Tesorius. Tesorius will play that one long, looking for Delore. Delore not going to be able to get his head to it first. That one goes out of play. Lope's going to get another throw in. In the middle, as that one will be played back for Aguas. Lope's really using this near side through the first 25 minutes of play, and really the whole offense is going through this side right now. It's Rasmussen trying to win it back. Kansas City picks it up, and they will walk it up towards midfield and play that one long. That one gonna be a little bit too far. Looking to get that one to Caruso, but unable to do so. And that one will be a quick goal kick taken by Tesorius for Isai Easley, and the Lopes looking to go fast. And you can see Coach Hyman telling his team to go fast, giving a little hand wave, trying to get them to get on the board early. And if the Lopes can play with the lead, they are a very dangerous team as Delore gets that for Wilton. Return pass for Delore. Delore looking to stay with it. It's taken out, but Wilton is right on top of the ball now. Wilton gonna bring it out wide. He'll play it for Barrerio. Barrerio really joined this offensive attack early on this near sideline, really facilitating. That one's gonna go out wide to the other defender, Austin Day, who will find Tyler Hughes. Tyler Hughes cutting back into the middle. Ball looking for Delore. Delore's gonna get there. He'll send one across, and it'll be cleared away by Kansas City. Barrerio will play it back for Isai Easley. And now the Lopes will play it again for Tyler Hughes. In the middle for Tyler Hughes now. He has it on the near side, or the far side. Got a good fight going over there. Kansas City comes out with it, and now we'll make a move, but turn it back over. Played back for Barrerio. He will play it back for Aristotelos. Now it's going out wide. Day looking to come out with it. He'll make a move. He'll nutmeg a defender. Day looking to send one in. At the top of the box, Rasmussen takes a big touch and is cleared away by Kansas City after a great move from Austin Day.
Well, despite the Lopes continuing to put the pressure on early in this first half, you can see a big difference in the way Kansas City has been able to utilize their defense. You see it right here, giving the Lopes a ton of space, but as soon as they get in deep into their own territory, Kansas City becomes an entirely different animal defensively, really putting the pressure on man-to-man against this Lopes offense, which really has benefited Felipe Erico to this point, who's still looking for his first save, but the Lopes continue to put the pressure on, like I've mentioned, through the first 27.5 minutes into this half. But as you can see right here, great defense from, it looked like Alvaro Hernando there. As this Kansas City defense continues, like I just mentioned, becomes an entirely different animal when the Lopes get into their box.
Lopes looking to go long on the throw in this time from Barrerio. Instead, he'll play it to Aristotelos at the edge of the box, and now he'll be back out right. Barrerio gonna force another corner. That'll be the third corner of the game for the Lopes. So the first 6 shots of the game have all been taken by GCU. None on goal just yet. This one's going to be served up by Justin Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends that one in near post. It's popped up to the back post, headed back across, shot away, and referee's going to immediately call on the training staff. Looks like somebody took a shot to the head. Try and get a number for you. It is Jaime Delore, number 9 down for the Lopes, and both teams will go back to their sidelines. Get a little bit of water just 28 minutes in, but as the trainers tend to Jaime Delore, Jack, the Lopes have come out really strong so far in the first half of this one.
Well, despite not being able to pull the trigger just yet on Felipe Errico, it is a good sign that they have not let George Tesouris play a factor defensively through the first half hour in this half, but never a good sign when you see the officials immediately call for the training staff with Jaime Delore down on the field, as it looks like he's at least sat up for the moment. A vicious hit he took down there right in front of the net. Jaime Delore has been great offensively so far tonight, making a couple of passes, finding some holes offensively. So we'll see if he's good to continue here. But again, not looking good at the moment.
Delore finally to his feet. Good sign if you're GCU. Possibly took a shot to the face and got a little bit of a cut on his head. Might be above his eye. It looks like a way he's holding the towel over it. So Lopes will make a substitution. It's going to be Hugo Logan for GCU to come in for Jaime Delore, and we'll see how the referee decides to restart this one, as that ball was still bouncing around in the box right before Delore went down. So Hugo Logan about to make his return to this GCU lineup, as he has not played since he scored against San Jose State to take a 2-1 lead before a 2-2 tie ended up in that one when the Lopes hosted San Jose State here on October the 11th. So good to see Hugo Logan back on the field for the Lopes.
100%, Kyle, and again coming away with his first collegiate goal. Like you mentioned, a lot has happened since he's been out, though, because again, 1-0 loss to Seattle. You had that 0-0 tie against UTRGV, and then Houston Baptist, of course, a very frustrating game the other night. So we'll see if he's going to make an impact right out of the get-go. You know he wants to at this point in the game, with the Lopes still trying to figure out Filippo Errico with, again, half hour into this half, looking to come away with a score by the end of the first half.
And it looks like the referee's gonna drop it to Errico, and he will get the restart started. The referee and Errico just having a conversation about how this restart's gonna go, and now the ball is dropped. And Errico will bring it to the middle of his box, and he will pick it up. He will punt one away. That's gonna go well over everybody's head. Aguas lets it bounce. Tesouris will chest it down to his feet, and he'll play it out wide quickly to Isai Isley. As Barrerio has it now, looking to play one in. A little bit of miscommunication from him and Wilton. As Kansas City now looking to get it out of their defensive half, as the Lopes apply good pressure off of Aristotelos and out of bounds. So Kansas City able to switch fields and will play that one long, looking for Kadu over the top. Kadu going to be caught just offsides. And the Lopes will catch a break on that one. So the first offsides of the game on Kansas City. And the Lopes will take over with the free kick. Soares plays that one in, and now Aguas has it off the pass from Eastside Eastleigh. Now looking to play one over the top. Headed down by Arstotolos. Lopes have it on the far side. Play it to Austin Day. Austin Day crosses one in, looking for Burt Wilton. It drops to Hugo Logan. And he's going to play it back to Barrerio. Or played in, looking for Arstotolos. Day's going to run it down now. He'll play one in the middle for Eastside Eastleigh, who will turn the corner and play it back to Ariel Aguas on the far side. And now almost got the return pass from Ariel Aguas, as him and Eastleigh have been connecting passes just easily between the two all night long.
Well, definitely a smart move here from the Lopes, as again you saw them with the hot charge moments ago, trying to come away with a quick score. They thought better of it, resetting, re-strategizing here on offense, as once again Kansas City giving them a ton of space to work with here, trying to set something up offensively.
No one played back for Aguas. That one played over the top. Looking for Wilton, almost got a little heel flick to it. But Filippo Erico will fall on the ball, as we have just passed the half-hour mark here at the GCU Soccer Stadium. Still no score between the Roos and the Lopes, but the Lopes have all 6 shots taken so far, and they have really applied all of the pressure and have all of the momentum right now against Kansas City. Played out wide. Hughes will be on the ball looking to pressure it. Logan's going to come over with a steal, but a foul will be called on Hugo Logan. And now a little bit of a conversation from the referee after a shove from Jordan Salt of Kansas City, and that one will be played in quickly. So Hugo Logan just back onto the field about 3 minutes ago, and he's already picked up a foul and getting in the heads of Kansas City.
Well, we've seen this the past couple of games, Kyle, especially against the Huskies on Friday. The brutality and the physicality really coming out defensively for the Lopes. And again, it almost came to fruition Friday night. Almost saw something break out. Fortunately, nothing came of it. But we'll see how this Lopes defense responds to some of these physicality. I mentioned in the pregame, the Lopes really got to minimize the fouls, which they have to this point defensively, as again, they continue to put the pressure on offensively.
That one almost got through to Tyler Hughes. Barrerio able to avoid the foul and get to Arstotolos, as he will have the ball in the middle of the field. Look to get something going for the Lopes. Played back across now. He will find Austin Day on that far side. And then back in the middle for Canales, who will find Pombos in the middle now, and now he will get going, and that will be played out wide. Nick Barrerio with it in the corner. He'll cross one in over Hughes' head, and then popped out. Arstotolos' shot will go well high and wide. Just couldn't stay down on that one. And it'll be a goal kick coming for Kansas City.
Well, the Lopes offense, again, has done a great job strategically, offensively all night long. When it comes to Filippo Erico, just a little too much oomph on that kick. Almost went across the street into the bushes near one of those class buildings. So a lot of strength on that last kick. So the Lopes starting to become a little errant, trying to get a little antsy with some of their play calls, but we'll see if they calm down here. Again, 10 minutes left in this half, trying to make something happen.
That one's going to be played out wide for Justin Rasmussen. Rasmussen will look to play one into the box. Rasmussen will. It'll be whipped to the back post. Hughes not going to be able to complete the run there, as Kansas City will see that one out of bounds, and another goal kick for Erico.
Well, again, another situation there from the Lopes, just trying to make something happen a little too quickly. Justin Rasmussen with a great pass, nonetheless, to Tyler Hughes, but Hughes just unable to run it down. A little too much strength on the pass, you might say, from Justin Rasmussen. So once again, the one thing you got to take for account here, though, Kyle, is that Kansas City has not been able to capitalize on some of these early mistakes offensively that the Lopes have made, despite putting pressure on Erico, as Kansas City's offense, again, tries to figure out how they get the ball in Lopes territory and try to put the pressure on George Tesouris.
That one will be booted well into the stands as the Lopes will pick up a throw-in off the Kansas City clearance attempt. Played in for Aristotelos. Out wide for Ariel Aguas. Aguas gonna have a rip, and that's gonna go right into the hands of Filippo Erico, and that was an ambitious go from Ariel Aguas. Played over the top. Aguas will be there. He'll come away with it. Now he'll boot it away. Hugo Logan not able to win that header, but it'll get back to him, and he'll play it out wide for Tyler Hughes, who will turn it over as it stays in bounds. The Lopes take back over. And that'll be played back to George Tesouris. Tesouris looking to play Austin Day. Day finds Rasmussen. Rasmussen return pass looking to find Austin Day, but the Ruse defense will be all over that one. Someone will deflect off a Day and stay in bounds. Played back with a little back heel pass. As the Ruse will look to break out now. Played up, but off of the chest of Kavanaugh and out of bounds. The Lopes will take back over. Thrown into Hughes, he hits the ground and a foul coming on Kansas City. Now it'll be played across for Justin Rasmussen. He'll step to the ball and he'll come away with it. He'll play Canales, who will find Burt Wilton now. Here come the Lopes on the far side. Looking to get one into the box. Wilton making a couple of moves. He'll send one in for Rasmussen, who can't connect with that one. And it'll be cleared away, but only as far as Isai Easley. This one for Hughes, but turned over. It's Barrerio trying to come away with it. And a foul call on Nick Barrerio. And Kansas City will come away with the free kick.
Well, again, to take a look back at that play, Justin Rasmussen, it appeared that he was looking for another man to his right, to only see navy blue and yellow waiting in the wings for him, as it didn't really seem like he knew that there was anybody behind him. As again, the Lopes are going to get another opportunity here offensively. If there's anything you could take away from this first half, Kyle, it's that the Lopes have continued to put the pressure on offensively, just have struggled to execute, whereas this defense has done a spectacular job against Kansas City, not really letting any leeway to this point for George Tesouris.
That one unable to find Wilton, and that'll be cleared away by Kansas City. Tesouris lets it ride. And a goal kick coming for the Lopes. As we approach the final 6.5 minutes of play here in half number one, still no score. Offense has been all Lopes. 8 shots, they've put 1 on goal, as they will look to score before the end of the half. Played for Barrerio, but a little bit too strong of a pass. And out of bounds, Kansas City will get the throw in. Looking for Campo, who will play it up, looking for Kadu, but it'll be too strong of a touch, and Tesouris will come up with it. Now into the middle for Pambos Arstotolos. Played out wide for Nick Barrerio. Barrerio looking for Logan, but good defense from Kansas City, as they will force the turnover and they will look to break out now. Going in the middle, Campo return pass. And now played in the middle, and Wilton almost coming away with the turnover, but no, Lopes were around to help him out, as that would have turned into a big break for the Lopes. Looking to squeak that one through, but cleared away, and Kansas City will pick up the throw-in.
Well, it almost appears that that ball hit Burt Wilton's foot when he didn't even realize it. Kind of an excuse me interception there almost for the Lopes. Just didn't happen, as once again Kansas City with possession at the ball at midfield. But this Lopes defense again does not, or continuing not to give an inch here against the Roos as they look to make a break for it right now.
And a foul on Ariel Aguas. So it looks like Kadu was able to draw that foul. And now a dangerous spot for Kansas City. About 30 yards away from goal. They might get their first shot away on George Tesori's right here. And this is good shooting distance. We'll have to put a lot of power and bend on that one to beat one of the best goalkeepers in the WAC.
Well, it looks like it's going to be David Ray Campoy trying to wheel and deal here for Kansas City, which would be a huge goal for them, considering, again, they are in a good spot in the WAC standings. Trying to come away with, again, a very tough road victory here in front of the Havocs in Lope Country.
That one's sent in. It'll be well high and wide. And a foul is going to be called on the Lopes. And this one's going to come in from about 19 yards away. Not exactly sure what happened. I saw two players hit the ground. And this one just outside the 18-yard box.
Well, again, it's not what you want to see, Kyle. We've been talking about it all night long. The Lopes needing to minimize those foul calls, especially deep in their own territory if they're going to want to walk away with a victory here tonight. So, again, putting the pressure on Filippo Erico all night long, not being able to come away with a score here in the first 42 minutes. And now it looks like Kansas City set up for a golden opportunity to take a 1-0 lead against George Tesori's and the boys.
And this one from a deadly position, just outside the 18-yard box. Campoy played on the ground and into the back corner, and it beats Tesori's. And just like that, Kansas City has a 1-0 lead 3 minutes before the half.
Well, you gotta give all the credit in the world to David Ray Campoy as Kansas City takes a 1-0 lead. A very difficult shot, even though he was about 9 or 10 yards out, like you mentioned, Kyle. As he's gonna come away with his 4th goal on the season, as we'll take another look here on the replay. Again, you gotta give credit where credit's due here. Gets past multiple defenders, and George Tesori's read it beautifully, but nonetheless gets by him in the back left corner of the net for Kansas City to go up 1-0 in this one right before, it looks like 3 minutes before the end of half number 1.
So the Lopes will play from behind yet again. They were able to force overtime and come back 2 times. Down by 2 goals twice were the Lopes on Friday night against the Huskies. Able to come back from it both times. As this will be Eastside Eastley looking to play one across. Played back into the middle. Logan unable to get there, and a throw-in coming for the Lopes. That one will be cleared away by the Roos, and Lopes will get another throw-in. Austin Day has it. He will look to find a teammate. He will. That one crossed in, looking for Wilton. Wilton gets ahead to it, and it's saved. Beautifully saved by Filippo Erico.
Well, there's been a few times tonight, Kyle, where it seemed like Filippo Erico was caught off a bit off guard. Not on this play, though. The Lopes trying to cheat him just a little bit inside the box. Filippo, again, reading that ball beautifully and played it perfectly, able to get his hands on it at the very last moment on the right side. Arguably his best save of the night, too, to keep this a 1-0 game.
Kansas City going to be able to throw in near that corner flag on the far sideline. And Filippo Errico has made a couple of really nice saves. Like you mentioned, he was caught off guard, so sometimes better to be lucky than good or in the right position. As Kansas City will look to set up a throw-in here. They're going to play that one into the box. Isai Eastley's going to clear it away for a corner. Corner kick coming from Kansas City. Tesorius will get a fingertip to it, and it'll be cleared away by Justin Rasmussen. And out of bounds, Kansas City will get the throw in. That one headed away by Isai Eastley, and another corner kick, or not a corner kick, a throw in coming, but they're not going to attempt to take it, as that will bring us to the end of the first half. It is the Kansas City Roos 1, the Grand Canyon University Lopes 0. And Jack, the Lopes are down by 1 at the half on that free kick by David Ray Campoy. And the Lopes had all of the offense really going for them, just unable to find the back of the net.
Well, it's a very frustrating performance, if I might say so, Kyle. Given how much they've done offensively tonight, despite not coming away with any goals thus far against Filippo Errico. Errico again with the 1 save. And again, George Tesorius basically having the majority of the first half off in this one, given how great the defense has played. But we talked about it on the pregame, the Lopes bringing that defense, those fouls from Friday back over here to Sunday night. As another big foul call with about 9 or 10 yards out for David Ray Campoy. Campoy not holding anything back, taking advantage of the opportunity and the mistake by that Lopes defense to put Kansas City up 1-0. Again, looking for a very huge win here on the road in front of the Havoc faithful. And we got to see what the Lopes are able to do in the second half as they, again, look to find an offensive strategy as they look to figure out and look to crack the code of Filippo Errico.
Well, the Lopes will have to play the rest of this one down at least 1 goal. They're going to look to equalize in the second half and hopefully come away with a much-needed win to move up in the Western Athletic Conference standings. We'll be back right here on GCU TV with more from halftime after this.
I'm Courtney, and I'm earning a master's online at GCU in Christian ministry. My husband is in the military, so we move a lot. I really wanted a school that would support me no matter where I lived, and GCU was a great fit for that because although it's a rigorous program, I really enjoy that I get to do it on my time. Sometimes that's at a coffee shop, sometimes it's in my office. Faith is a big part of my life. I play violin in my church, and I get to express my gifts and worship God. I pray continually, and I just really try to seek God. I really wanted to go to a school that could highlight that and worship God freely, and GCU definitely gave me the platform to do that. Being an online learner at GCU, I've really made a personal investment in my own life that has given me such confidence to go into my field, not only to become an expert, but be a change agent for the world.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Wait, let's actually do it right.
Hi guys, what's up?
Have you guys ever heard of Ask GCU?
I have heard of it.
I have before, yeah.
What is your favorite Ask GCU episode?
Why I should go to GCU.
Probably the best food place.
You know, we all love food. Yeah. So probably that episode.
What's the best way to drink a stampede?
Go-karts. What is your favorite Ask GCU episode?
All of them.
Yeah. Thank you.
My favorite episode is probably where they asked about the Chick-fil-A line.
The breakfast one's pretty good.
The one where you guys talk about the best places to have breakfast on campus and everyone said Chick-fil-A.
That's the best breakfast I've ever had.
The Welcome Week episode.
The Welcome Week one. That one's really clutch.
The Welcome Week, where Brittany jumps around into people's cars and asks them questions. Remember, kids, don't get into people's vehicles.
I just really like you guys.
I just like it when you're in it.
You too.
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Welcome back inside the GCU Soccer Stadium for this matchup where that has the Kansas City Roos leading the Grand Canyon University Lopes at halftime 1-0 thanks to a 42nd minute goal by David Ray Campoy, and a very good free kick taken from him, but the Lopes have had all of the offense to start in the first half.
Well, again, Kyle, just a very frustrating performance, and you got to be frustrated for Coach Shellis with the amount of opportunities you've had tonight against Filippo Erico. Erico coming away with at least one save. You could argue that he's come away with at least three, given how well he's played defensively against the Lopes. Have done a tremendous job putting the pressure on him. Just haven't been able to pull the trigger offensively, while, again, this defense has done a tremendous job giving George Tesorius the rest he's needed, again, coming off that 4-score performance against the Houston Baptist Huskies on Friday night. But again, we mentioned in the pregame, it was going to be those foul calls that were going to hurt the Lopes. It hurt them on Friday, and it's hurt them thus far tonight. Again, David Ray Campoy taking advantage of that mistake.
And one shot on goal for the Roos, 2 shots total, up 1-0, and the Lopes going to have to look to bounce back in a big way and really look to pick up a huge win conference standing wise, and there's only one way they can do that, and that's scoring goals. As the offense has been there, they just have to find a way to beat the outstanding Erico Filippo.
Well, the thing is with the Lopes is that, yes, they're going to have to come away with an offensive score, at least one, to come away with at least an overtime or an end of regulation chance to at least win this game, because then you have to look at the upcoming schedule that we've mentioned throughout this broadcast. Utah Valley at top of the WAC standings, and then you got Air Force also atop of the WAC standings, 2 very formidable opponents before you come back home to take on UNLV. Time is ticking for the Lopes. Time is running out. They really got to get something going.
And we will go ahead and take a look at our GCU Hotel halftime highlights to recap some of the action from the first half. And we'll start off with Burt Wilton hitting the crossbar, one of the best chances the Lopes have had all night long.
Well, again, just coming inches away. That would have given the Lopes a 1-0 lead, as you see here on the outside. You could argue this was the first save of the night for Felipe Erico. As we'll take another look here, Austin Day using some fancy footwork here, trying to give the Lopes an opportunity to breathe. And here's David Ray Campoy getting that one past the defenders and past George Tesorius, who took one right step, and it cost him in the end, giving Kansas City the 1-0 lead there. Another potential save right there from Felipe Erico. And that's been the difference in this game. The offense has been able to connect. They just haven't been able to pull the trigger.
And that last save that you just saw was the one right before the end of the half that would have knotted this one up. And it was a beautiful chance by Burt Wilton on the header. Just Filippo Erico able to get a hand to it. And now go ahead and show you the Canyon State halftime stats, brought to you by Canyon State Credit Union.
Well, again, total shots here for Kansas City. Only 2 shots taken. We mentioned how great this defense has been. 8 total shots for the Lopes. Just haven't been able to pull the trigger. Only 1 shot on goal for each, and then the one connecting for David Ray Campoy. 2 corner kicks thus far for the Lopes. And then we mentioned the fouls coming in this one. 9 fouls on Friday night. They've already got 5 here in the first half. They're going to have to minimize those fouls here in the second half if they want any chance of getting back in this one.
Well, the Canyon Worship album came out a few weeks ago, and now we're going to go ahead and show you a behind the song. The song is How You Love Me from the Canyon Worship album 2019.
Our song is called How You Love Me, and it is really about how we are very undeserving of God's love, and it's just really incomprehensible, just how much He loves us, how much grace He's given us, and just how incredible He is. The message of the song is how God has impacted our lives through our stories, and us really being undeserving of Him, but also just how all of us really fall short of the mark, but that doesn't matter because Jesus' love extends to everybody.
Honestly, just to let other people know that it's okay to be feeling like what we're feeling. It's not bad to doubt sometimes, as long as that doubt doesn't resonate in your mind. God will still love all of us equally, no matter what, and he wants that relationship with not just me, not just Matthew, but with everyone, with all of his children. The father figure that people may not feel like they have, they really do have, if they give God a chance. And just the fact that someone like that is willing to do the most selfless act that anyone could do, and that's put down your life for us. And even on top of that, even with our filth and sin, he still loves us.
That was Canyon Worship 2019 behind the song How You Love Me. And that Canyon Worship album is available on all streaming platforms. You can go buy yourself a copy of that. Also available in the Lope Shop here on campus. So if you're on campus and you want a copy of the album, you can pick one up there as well. And now we'll go ahead, take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by BSN Sports.
Well, Kyle, it's that time of year again. Men's basketball is finally back in action Wednesday, October 30th, as they take on CSU San Bernardino at 7 p.m. at the GCU Arena, and women's soccer returns home on Saturday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. against CSU Bakersfield in their final home game of the season, with women's basketball kicking off their season on Tuesday, November 5th at noon at the GCU Arena against Benedictine.
In a very exciting time of year, once again, it is basketball season. Men's basketball back in action on Wednesday night. I know I will be in attendance for that one. Will you?
I will be. I will be backstage working on the stream. It should be a good one. And of course, women's basketball. We got women's basketball at noon on November 5th, and then the men's official home opener on November 5th at 7 p.m. should be a good one.
Taking on Davenport. You can catch that. Most of that action right here, GCU TV, and you can catch men's basketball action on Fox 10 Plus, the new home of GCU men's basketball. Catch that with Barry Butel and Scott Williams. And of course, taking on Davenport, come spend the day with us on November the 5th. Here, come catch basketball at noon, and then at 7 o'clock, get a late lunch, early dinner kind of a thing. You can spend the day here on campus. And before we get back to the soccer action, we're going to take one more quick break. About 4 minutes left at halftime. We will be right back for second half men's soccer action right here on GCU TV.
Feel the thunder in the heart of Phoenix. GCULopes.com.
Hey, welcome to GCU. You're in Lope country now.
What's that sound?
We bring the thunder in the heart of Phoenix.
All right, time to go. Beam me up, Scotty.
I'm getting my master's in education online. I can't slow down time, but I do make my own schedule. Good thing too, since I'm a mom, wife, student, and teacher. The rest of my time, I make sure this house keeps rolling.
Here at the Lopes Lab, when we're not contemplating the paradoxes of time travel, hey Mort, greetings. We're working on technology that will save lives. And robots.
We're being hacked!
Time to get to work. I'm defending against malware and hacker attacks. We need people who can outsmart the enemy. Oh, I got you now. And?
Here at GCU, we teach you to harness your passion, transform it into a career so you can help change the world.
It's good to know. My passion isn't just in the classroom. It's also on the court. Game point. No pressure.
Pressure! Let me tell you about pressure.
When it's life or death, that's when the pressure is really on.
Doctor, he's going into VFib. Nurse, get the crash cart. Clear!
It takes grit and determination to lead a Division I team.
Push it! Push it!
But for some of us, it just comes naturally.
Yeah!
When it comes to school spirit, we do it best. Lopes up.
Lopes up.
There's a thunder in all of us. Come find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
We needed one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
I'm Jeff. I'm earning my Bachelor of Arts in Christian Studies online from GCU. I'm a working professional. I've got a job that demands 40 to 60 hours a week from me. Because of the online structure, I can still get things done. It allows me to knock out courses when I can. The fact that I'm about to graduate, I feel like I achieved something that I never thought I was going to be able to.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
And we are back inside the GCU Soccer Stadium, where we are about ready to kick off half number 2 between the Roos and the Lopes. Kansas City is currently up 1-0 over the host Grand Canyon. If you're just joining us, you've missed not only a goal, but a lot of offensive prowess from the Lopes and a lot of fouls overall. We got 8 between the two teams, and the Lopes will kick us off to start half number 2. Okay. As everybody is set, whistle blows, and we are underway here in the second half at the GCU Soccer Stadium, and the Lopes will look to get something going to start off here in the second half. As the Lopes will swing it around and switch ends. As that will be played up by Esai Easley, looking for Burt Wilton in the middle. Wilton looking to turn. He'll have to be forced backwards, and he'll have to play to Hugo Logan, who will play it back for Ariel Aguas, and switch to Austin Day, who does a good job to keep that one in bounds. Day making a move. Day's going to have a go on the ground, and it'll be cleared away as Aguas will turn and keep possession for the Lopes. That one played out wide for Tyler Hughes, who plays it right back to Esai Easley. Plays back into the middle for Alexi Canales, who will send it out wide to Pambos Aristotelos, who will carry it out and find Austin Day. Day back in the middle for Aristotelos. He's going to send one in. One gets off of Wilton's head, and Erico is right there as that one bounces out of play. Erico couldn't hold on, and another corner kick coming for GCU.
Well, it's what you like to see coming straight out of this second half for Coach Schellis and the men, as once again they're putting the pressure on Felipe Erico. And as frustrating as the first half was, not really being able to pull the trigger against Erico, something's got to give in this second half if they can continue putting the pressure on like they are right now with this corner kick. Something's got to give against Erico.
Played into the box, punched away, bouncing around. Kansas City will clear it away as Nick Barreria will come away with it for the Lopes. He's going to send one back in quickly. Looking to find Wilton. Takes a hop. Lopes still come away with it at the top. Played back to Austin Day, who has switched sides, and he will play it through the middle. Finds Wilton out wide now for Rasmussen. Plays one in. Finds Wilton's feet, and he can't hang on to it as it's cleared away by Kansas City. Now they're going to break out. This one will find Kadu. Kadu running all by himself. Taken away cleanly and beautifully by Esai Easley, and he almost turned it over, but it'll be out of bounds. Lopes throwing.
Well, that's a big play in this game right there, Kyle. Ryan Kadu, if he can just get past Ariel Aguas with some fancy footwork again on that last play. He had a clear shot going one-on-one with George Tesouris, but right there was Ariel Aguas with a nice stop, giving the Lopes possession again.
Played back for Alexis Canales. He'll play it out wide. We'll find Barrerio. And this one will be crossed in, looking for Hugo Logan in the middle, but Hughes will pick it up as it bounced away, and Hughes will be forced to dribble that one out of bounds, and a goal kick coming for Kansas City. In this half, through the first 4 minutes or so, has already started to look as a mirror image of half number 1.
Well, despite the Kansas City goal by David Ray Campoy at the final moment, but you are right, Kyle, the Lopes once again really putting the pressure on offensively, have not been able to connect. I know we're only 3 minutes into this half, but if this defense can continue to step up against Kansas City and minimize those fouls, which again is the reason why Kansas City is up 1-0 in this game, the Lopes should be just fine defensively. It's just offensively, you gotta be able to connect against Filippo Errico. I mean, you've had the shots, now you just gotta connect.
That's a nice little 1-2, and here comes Kansas City with numbers. It's a 4-on-2. Played into the middle, looking for Kadu. Cleanly taken away by the Lopes, and Kadu's still down now in the middle of the box. As the Lopes are gonna continue the break, Kadu's still down. Tesouris checking on him. So it looks like Hughes is gonna turn it over now. And Kansas City telling them to play it out of bounds so we can get a stoppage and play and check on Kadu in the middle of the Lopes box. So hopefully Ryan Kadu is going to be okay. And now the referee's going to jog over to check on him.
Well, the physicality once again playing a factor in this one. It looks like Kadu should be okay as he once again sits up. We saw a similar play early on the Lopes side, and Hami Delore getting roughed up right in front of the right side goal, but looks like he's okay. George Tesouris again checking on him as he gets up. We'll see if he's going to be able to stay in this one.
Looks like he's going to be able to jog it off as the Lopes will get a throw in and more than likely play it back to the Roos, as would be the sportsmanlike customary thing to do in this situation. And that's exactly what Rasmussen's gonna do on that one, and that one will now be played back into the middle as the Roos will look to attack, this time coming up the middle. That one's gonna be played long. Tesouris right there at the top of the box to be able to play it at his feet. And he's not gonna pick it up, and he will play it out wide to Isai Eastley. Here come the Lopes now, played into the middle, takes a deflection, poked out wide, Tyler Hughes. Hughes unable to get there first, and it'll be played out of bounds by the Roos, and the Lopes will take over with a quick throw in. Hughes back into the middle, and a soft pass will be taken away, but the Lopes able to pick it back up now, looking to apply some more pressure to Filippo Errico. Aguas gonna try again, and it's gonna have to be saved and tipped over the crossbar by Filippo Errico. That's the second time Aguas has tested Errico from about that same distance. He did that once in the first half. That one will be deflected over the crossbar for a corner kick.
Well, it seemed like Filippo Errico wasn't expecting that sort of heat from Ariel Aguas, a little too much on it. As again, the Lopes with another corner kick trying to figure out Felipe Errico. They haven't to this point. We'll see if they can get a shot off from within inside the box again.
Played up in a collision from Errico right there as that corner kick was played short. Now a shot away, and that's going to be right into the hands of Filippo Errico. And his teammates tell him to get it up to Kadu, and now he's going to try and punt it there, but the Lopes able to recover quickly. So that one will be deflected off of Rasmussen. Aristotelos picks it up. Here come the Lopes. He'll get a pass away. Logan dancing around with it. He'll play one in over the head of Tyler Hughes and out of bounds, and a goal kick coming for Kansas City. Goal kick coming for Filippo Errico. Kansas City still up 1-0 as we have played about 7 minutes of half number 2 here at the GCU Soccer Stadium. That one kicked long and headed away, and the Lopes pick it back up. Lopes turn it back over. Kansas City on the ball in the middle of the field. That one's going to be taken away by the Lopes. Looking to play one up. This is Wilton. Wilton turns it over. And what would have been a nice attack from GCU on the counter turns into a turnover. But they're going to get it right back on this throw-in. Coach Hyman showing off a little bit of fielding range on that one to get his team the ball quickly. And now a high kick will be called on the Lopes. The Hall of Famer showing off some moves down there on the sideline for the Lopes.
And again, huge congratulations to Coach Shellis Hyman on getting inducted into the United Soccer Coaches Hall of Fame this past week.
They only take a maximum of 3 a year, and this year he was one of those 3 after career win number 500 this year. He got that on opening night against Northern Kentucky in a 3-0 shutout victory for the Lopes, one of their 4 on the season. So here comes Kansas City again. Kadu, and now the offside flag is going to go up. Sori's made the save anyway, just for safe measure, and the Lopes will get a free kick now. Play to Aristotelos, and now into the middle now for Alexis Canales. Played out wide and back into the middle for Canales as he will look to get the Lopes offense started. He'll swing it to Ariel Aguas. And of course, Erico going to be aware of where he is at all times. Now looking to thread the needle, can't do so. And now almost got one through, looking to get that one quick. And now Kadu's going to get a quick throw. And that one's going to deflect off of Isai Eastley. Ball played in the middle. Going to be taken away by the Lopes. And GCU gets that one out of danger, as Kavanaugh had a good run in at that one, then got the nice pass away. But 3 Lopes defenders were able to recover.
Well, you mentioned earlier, Kyle, it's kind of been a mirror effect of half number 1. It seems to me that Kansas City is finally starting to get something going offensively, have shown a little bit of pressure in this second half against George Tesoris. Again, on that last play, Grand Canyon just outnumbering Kansas City's offensive players. But again, Kansas City looking to give Filippo Erico at least a little break right now. Again, he's been tremendous all night long defensively for Kansas City. But if the Lopes continue to put the pressure on, sooner or later, Filippo Erico's, you got to think he's going to crack eventually.
That's exactly what the Lopes are hoping for, as here comes the Ruse once again as Kavanaugh picks it up in the middle. Kavanaugh looked to have a go and a little bit of a pass, but the Lopes able to get away with that one. And Kansas City now looking to apply some real pressure with Campo. That one's going to be swung out wide, and now forcing the Lopes to defend. He's going to get around his defender, Barrerio, cut back into the middle. Aguas is right there, played right back to the top of the box. That one gets through. Aguas pokes another one away, and it's going to get out of bounds for a throw-in.
Well, Ryan Kadu continues to be a thorn in the Lopes side in this second half, really making a lot of plays happen offensively. And again, another corner kick coming right here from the Ruse as they, again, look to at least take a 2-0 lead in this one against this defense that has really given them problems all night long, have been able to come away with the big shot.
Wilton able to come away with the circle and start the Lopes offense. Tyler Hughes with it on the far side. So it looks like the man, the myth, and the legend, number 4, Cameron Weller, is about ready to check in for GCU. And a foul on Pombos Aristotelos, I believe, in the middle of the field. And we'll get a stoppage in play to check on the injured Rue. And now the yellow card's going to come out on Pombos Aristotelos. So another yellow card on Aristotelos as Kansas City will pick up the free kick. Kansas City looking to bounce back and come back with a win after the 4-1 loss at UNLV on Friday night in Las Vegas. Of course, Cameron Weller for the Lopes, the man that scored the game-tying goal in the 88th minute to force overtime against the Huskies of Houston Baptist on Friday night here at the GCU Soccer Stadium. Get a look at him there getting ready. He's pumped up. He wants to score his second career goal.
Well, you got to figure he's got a lot of momentum in his corner coming into this one. A lot of confidence after, again, really putting that team offensively on his back on Friday in that 88th minute. It looked like all hope was lost at the last second against Houston Baptist. Really brought a ton of life back into this stadium. The Havocs went from silence to, again, absolute sheer madness over there in the Havoc section, really lighting up the GCU Soccer Stadium. So we'll see if he can make a big impact. Again, a ton of soccer to be played, only 25 minutes, or about 34 minutes left to be played. Getting ahead of myself there, but 34 minutes left in this one as it looks like we're ready to go. And again, the Lopes' biggest key defensively here is to minimize the fouls. The fouls have what hurt them on Friday. It's what's hurt them so far here tonight with the one goal coming from Ray Campoy.
6 fouls on the night for GCU, just 3 for the Roos. And that free kick will be played out of bounds. And a throw in coming for Austin Day and the Lopes as Cameron Weller is going to check in to go to that far side and check in for Tyler Hughes, as this is the direction the Lopes were going on Friday night when Cameron Weller scored his first career goal, as that one will be taken by Austin Day and played in and then quickly swung out wide for Isai Easley, and they're going to look for Cameron Weller right off the bat. That one will be played in for Burt Wilton, looking to run it down, as that one's going to get to the sideline, or the end line, and out of play, and a goal kick coming. This will be number 14 for Kansas City coming back into the game. It is Antoine Pressure. He was the injured Roo on that last play, now getting a chance to come back in, as this goal kick will be taken by Erico. As you can hear the platform trying to get loud and get their team back into it. You can definitely hear the drum line from all the way up here in the box. Havoc's trying to give the Lopes a little bit of life as Kansas City has the ball on the near side, looking to get something going, deflected away by Rasmussen. This one's going to be played back to him. He's going to be able to keep it in bounds. Justin Rasmussen's going to start the break for the Lopes. Rasmussen into the middle, can't find Wilton or Aristotelos, and here come Kansas City. That one will find Kadu. He will look to make a move back into the middle. He will. He'll find a teammate. Shot's going to be away and way wide. Was that shot from Aiden Cavanaugh. And George Soris will get a goal kick.
Well, we saw in the first half from the Lopes getting a little bit antsy offensively against Filippo Erico. And we saw it right there from Aiden Cavanaugh, taking a chance way outside the box against George Tesouris. He did have him matched up to one-on-one, you can say that for Aiden Cavanaugh, but taking a chance way outside the box, getting a little too anxious, trying to make this a 2-0 game.
Rasmussen gets a little bit of a touch to that one, but can't get it enough to Wilton, as that one will be popped up. Aristotelos finds Rasmussen. Rasmussen plays one for Wilton. Wilton will come on to it. Wilton will play it for Austin Day. Day's looking to cross one in. That one goes near post and headed away by Kansas City. Trying to find Kadu, can't do it. Isai Easley picks it up. That'll be a return pass for Isai Easley near the midfield line. And the Lopes will reset it. Played out wide, Barrerio for Isai Easley. Easley will play that one in. Cleared away by Kansas City. They don't have anybody up there, as Aguas will be able to control it for GCU and look to get something going for the Lopes. We have played 15 minutes of the second half. That one's going to be played for Austin Day. It's a good ball from Ariel Aguas. Day looking to send one in, deflected by Kansas City, but only as far as Aristotelos. And that's going to go out of bounds. And it will be a handball called on Kansas City. As Aristotelos will look to serve one up for GCU and get this game back to level. Referee sets the one-man Rue wall as he will give directions to Aristotelos to back it up. Aristotelos gets set. That one will be crossed into the middle. Takes a touch around, whiff on the clearance, and then Aguas can't keep it down. And over the crossbar and a goal kick coming.
Well, it's nice to see that the Lopes are once again trying to put the attack on Filippo Erico once again, but again, a little bit of an errant attempt there from their offense. Again, a little too wide to the right side of the crossbar. As once again, Filippo Erico doing a tremendous job defensively, almost putting Kansas City's defense on his back, as once again, the Lopes threatening.
Finds Austin Day. Day makes a move. Austin Day to send one in. Takes a deflection, and the Lopes are appealing for a handball. Not going to get it. Aristotelos' shot on the ground will be taken by Kansas City. As Aguas picks it back up, and everybody on the field was appealing to the referee, including the Lopes bench for a handball, but the referee did not see it that way, and Kansas City was able to avoid some danger.
Well, you got to give a ton of credit on that last defensive stop to both Jordan Salt, and it looked like Nate Tem was down there. Tem with the block. Pambos Aristoteles trying to find a hole deep into that box, and then, of course, Nate Tem doing a nice job blocking that one for Filippo Erico.
Back across the middle. And Isaiasli able to get it away. Cameron Weller on the ball now for GCU. He's going to play one up, looking for his first career assist. Looking for Burt Wilton. Wilton able to force Kansas City back, as that one would have been a corner kick, but Wilton decided to give a shove, and a foul on Burt Wilton. Atondo getting ready to check back in for GCU, as the free kick will be taken by Filippo Erico. Marlon Atondo getting ready to check in for GCU. It's going to be Will Clark coming off for the Lopes. Throw in for the Lopes on the far side in front of the platform there. It will be Atondo on the ball this time for GCU. He'll be forced back for a moment, then make a turn. Look to find Cameron Weller. Weller with some speed. He's able to catch up to that one. He's got it, trying to keep it in play. But he'll turn it over as the Lopes will get it back. Referee tells Kansas City no foul there, As this one will be played back for Cameron Weller. Weller in the middle for Pambos Aristotelos. Played out wide for Day. Day trying to make a move, finds Aristotelos in the middle. He can't hang on. It rolls around for a moment and then cleared away. Day looking to apply some pressure. He's going to win it back. Austin Day looking to find Rasmussen in the corner. Played in, back post. Weller, it'll be headed away by Kansas City, and they will pick it up, looking to get it out of harm's way again. This time it's poked away by Barrerio. And then played into the middle, as the Lopes will have the ball now. Rasmussen out wide for Day. Day's gonna have a shot deflected. He's gonna get on the rebound. And now Austin Day looking to get it into the box. It'll be poked away, and now here comes Kansas City again. Aguas will step in, he'll chest one away. K-Do trying to run him down. He'll play it back for Isai Easley, and the Lopes will reset, and another good offensive attack from GCU.
Well, you can see out there in the Havoc section, the Havoc's just waiting to explode in this one as the Lopes continue to play well offensively, still looking to pull the trigger.
That one played over everybody's head. Weller looking to run it down. He will be poked away, and a throw-in coming for the Lopes. Quick throw-in by GCU. Be played into the top, headed out of bounds, looking to get a little redirect, but a goal kick coming for Kansas City. Goal kick taken by Erico. Day able to get there. It'll be won by Pambos Aristotelos, and now played back for Isai Easley in the middle for Rasmussen. Justin Rasmussen out wide for Weller. Cameron Weller will play it back for Rasmussen, but an errant pass from the freshman will give it right back to K-Do and the Roos. K-Do look to play one in. Be off the chest of Kansas City, and Aguas picks it up out wide for Day. Day, errant pass, looking for a Tondo, turned over, and now here comes Gilliard to throw it in for Kansas City. He'll throw it to Campoy. Played out wide for the Roos to the far side. Applying pressure is Barrerio. Weller steals it. It gets poked away. Wilton trying to run it down. It'll be played back for Erico. They'll have to send one long. Lets that one bounce. And the Lopes will pick up another throw in and throw it into Isai Easley very quickly. And now it'll be played in the middle for Canales. Aguas to Aristotelos. Keeps it in bounds. No handball there, out of bounds. GCU gets another throw in. Day will be the thrower. It looks like another substitution getting ready to be made for GCU. It does look like it will be a substitution for the Lopes on the next dead ball.
20 for 5.
It will be number 20, Braden Tucker. Has made 3 appearances so far on the season. Poked away by Austin Day, then just gonna get cleared away by Kansas City, and a throw in for the Lopes. And now Tucker.
Go ahead.
He'll come in for GCU, looks to make a difference off the bench.
Well, we'll see if Coach Seidman utilizing his depth on his roster makes a difference here. As once again, the Lopes just looking to crack the code that has been Filippo Erico to this point with another corner kick.
So instead of a throw-in, it's gonna be a Lopes corner. This one will be played in. Back post, looking to get ahead to it. Kansas City does first. Another corner coming for GCU, this time on the opposite side. Looking to serve one up is Rasmussen. And a foul. on what appears to be Braden Tucker, who just checked into the game. So his first foul will result in a yellow card.
Well, definitely not what you want to see if you're Coach Shellis and this men's soccer team. We mentioned the fouls have really been the thorn in the Lopes side. For the past 2 games, really, of course, you could go back and check out those 2 fouls from Friday night's game against the Huskies. Without those 2 fouls, the Lopes potentially win that game by a final score of 3-2. And then, of course, the one big foul at the end of half number 1, resulting in Kansas City's first score of the night. And then a big one right there. It's going to go against Burt Wilton right at the 70-minute mark.
Correction, that yellow card will go to Burt Wilton, not Braden Tucker. Wrong number. Just one number off, though. Tucker 20, Wilton number 21.
It's live TV. There are no screw-ups.
Out of bounds, GCU will pick up another throw-in as we have played 25 minutes of second half soccer. Kansas City still up 1-0 over GCU. That one will be played in. Tucker gets a touch. Tucker taken out. Free kick coming for GCU. Free kick going to be served up by the Lopes. Front post got a touch, and it's right into the hands of Filippo Erico. And another quality attack and another quality ball served up on another set piece for the Lopes.
And if Filippo Erico was ready for any of the attacks tonight, it was that one right there, as that one was deflected right into his chest, but he was right there for the waiting.
Taken away. Good defense from GCU yet again. Aguas will send it up to Atondo. Marlon Atondo on the far side. Everybody to their feet, plays one into the front post. Corner kick coming for the Lopes. Lopes only been shut out one time here at home this season. That was a couple weeks ago to Seattle. That one will be played in, front post. Well over the crossbar, but a great set-piece corner kick play drawn up by Coach Heineman. That was Austin Day looking to score his first career goal as a senior. Almost got it. That might be the best chance he'll get all night, maybe all year long.
Well, we've seen Austin Day be very aggressive tonight on offense, trying to make some plays happen, trying to find some holes against Filippo Erico, and that was probably his best bet of the night. Like you just mentioned, Kyle, just unable to pull the trigger. I know it's kind of a broken record at this point, but again, the Lopes just failing to execute tonight against Kansas City.
This is Wilton in the middle of the field now for the Lopes. He's going to come away with it. He'll find Braden Tucker. Tucker going to go out wide. Now GCU still threatening. They have definitely had the majority of possession so far in this half and the game, but definitely have dominated possession in half number 2. Played out wide. GCU, another good chance looks like to be developing right here. Tucker with it. Tucker cuts back to the middle. Looking to find somebody going down to that end line. He does. It'll be played back out wide, then poked away to throw in coming for GCU. Thrown into Weller. Weller dancing with it over the head of Burt Wilton in the middle. But Austin Day with it. Day gonna make a move. Day's gonna send one in over the head of everybody and deflect it off Kansas City defense. Wilton very frustrated in front of the goal. It looks like he got taken out. That ball's gonna be crossed in again, deflected away and out of bounds, and another corner kick coming. But Burt Wilton's gotta be careful, appealing to the referee, already on a yellow card. And of course, the Lopes playing without Julian Armaroli tonight, who picked up the red card on Friday night. against Houston Baptist for a handball that denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. This corner kick played in and headed away by Kansas City, but right there to Isai Easley. Played back into the box by Rasmussen. Aguas has it. He's going to turn and take it back to the end line. Lopes applying a lot of pressure on Kansas City. Aguas trying to get something away. Looks like he's being held and forced to kick that one off of Kansas City, and Day's going to take the throw in, but Hugo Logan's about to get ready to check in, but it will have to wait. It looks like referee's not going to allow it. Day's going to go long. Takes a deflection right in front. Rasmussen trying to head it in. Weller can't get there. GCU still on the ball, however. Kansas City has not been able to really get possession or get a hold of one to really clear the Lopes in about 5 or so minutes.
And that's what makes this game more frustrating more than ever, Kyle, because again, the Lopes have, like you just mentioned, have held the ball offensively for the majority of this game, where Kansas City really hasn't been able to get any shots off. But again, the Lopes really shooting themselves in the foot in those final moments of half number one with that huge penalty within 9 yards out of George Tesoris, allowing Kansas City to score. The only point in this game.
Finds Atondo, but Atondo can't keep it in bounds, and now a goal kick coming, and Logan will get to check in for GCU. Coming in for Nick Barrerio now is Hugo Logan. And it looks like he'll make a couple of adjustments as well to send somebody back to Barrerio's spot as Hugo Logan comes in for a little bit more offense, as with 15 minutes to go. Coach Hyman needs at least one. Goal kick taken. Easley is right there, and Tucker will play it up. Ball played for Weller, and Weller gets hip checked. And another free kick coming for the Lopes, and now a yellow card will be coming out of the referee's pocket. It looks like it'll be at least a yellow card. It is yellow. That will go on number 4, Jordan Salt.
And Jordan Salt, you can see, got up right after that foul call and was just not happy with the official as he gets his first yellow card of the night at the 75-minute mark.
So Rasmussen going to get set to serve one in. He served one in Friday night from about this distance, which resulted in a Burt Wilton goal. He'll play that one in. It takes a deflection, be kept in bounds by Aguas. So Lopes not done with it yet. Play it back out to Tucker. Tucker going to make a move. Tucker back to Aguas. Aguas plays one in, takes a deflection back to the middle. Kansas City able to get it away, but Austin Day is right there. And that'll be played back to Rasmussen. He's got a little bit of space. Rasmussen takes the touch. He'll cross one into the middle. It's headed, but away. And Aguas looking to run it down. He won't be able to do it. And Kansas City is going to get the throw in on the near side near the corner flag.
And again, as we take another look at the Havocs out there in the Havoc section, it was like one big collective sigh and just disappointment as the Lopes again coming within inches away from tying this game. As again, it's deep in Kansas City's territory once again as they look to put something together. But they're running out of time in this one. Again, 13 minutes and 20 seconds and counting to try and get something going.
Played into the box over everybody's head, and a goal kick coming for Kansas City. But Kansas City hasn't been able to get the ball past the midfield center circle in some time now. So the Lopes, that just goes to show you the defense has been superb, minus the one goal, which was with the result of a foul call. Which, still not sure about that foul. Didn't see it happen. The referee was right there and then just barely beat Tesoris. He almost got there. Now another turnover. Lopes looking to go. This will be Burt Wilton with it now. He's going to send one in. He's going to switch fields looking for Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets taken out. Now it's going to be cleared away. And a throw in coming for the Lopes. Be played for Aristotelos. Then played back. Looking to feed the middle there. And what the Lopes really have to do here, and that one's going to be played in, looking to get one up, and Erico's going to come away with it. And what the Lopes really got to do is be patient on offense. They've had the majority of possession. They can't try and force something. They got to let it just develop naturally, and that's how they'll be able to find this game-tying goal.
Well, the tough thing about that, Kyle, as we just mentioned, 12 minutes remaining in this game. We've reached the 78-minute mark. So you can't really fault this offense for getting a little too anxious at this point. Earlier in the game when they were making plays anxiously from outside the box, then you could blame some of the strategy offensively. But again, they got to take their time here offensively. Kansas City's going to put the charge on defensively. We've seen it all night long. But they got to calm down, re-strategize, and not take any shots from outside the box.
Atondo right there. He'll play one in. Erico's got to keep it out. Bounces around. He'll take a deflection in another corner coming for GCU. This is going to be corner number 8 of the game.
Well, the Lopes take another shot from outside the box. They take another one right there.
That one's going to bounce around, and that one by Isai Easley just rushed it a little bit. He had nobody but a wide open net in front of him, and he just skied that one. And I'm not sure he'll ever find himself more open than that, as you see the save that resulted in the corner kick, as we will get a goal kick now from Filippo Erico. And another foul on Ariel Aguas will be called. So that was Kadu, who got taken out by Aguas. And the referee's gonna deal a yellow card to Ariel Aguas. So Campoy will take the free kick for Kansas City, and this is the longest they've had the ball in the second half, really.
And we'll see if they can take advantage, because one more score for Kansas City might be able to put the nail in the coffin. But again, it looks like the Lopes are going to be able to take back over on offense in a blink of an eye, Kyle.
Almost turned it over, but Kansas City kicks it out of bounds, and now Austin Dade's going to get a throw in. He's going to throw it to Aguas, the man that just picked up the yellow card, and now Isai Easley, who might have had the best chance of the night for GCU, is on the ball. He'll play that one out wide. Here come the Lopes now. Throwing numbers forward. Tucker has it. Played out of bounds. Kansas City throw in. Looking to turn the corner. Kadu finds a man. It's a 2-on-1. Back into the middle for Kadu. Kadu's got some space. Aguas trying to run him down. He'll slide in front off the crossbar. And Ryan Kadu has just scored goal number 2 for Kansas City. And that might possibly be the nail in the coffin, and the visible frustration from the Lopes on the field. You can see it.
You could have foreshadowed that goal at midfield as we take another look. Ryan Kadu with a great pass down the middle of the field, giving himself a ton of space right there, going one-on-one with George Tesouris. And George almost caught a big break there, as well as the Lopes did, as that ball hit off the top of the crossbar, just didn't bounce in the direction that they wanted to as it goes to the back net to make this a 2-0 game. And for a team that's played well offensively to this point, the Lopes have not been able to again pull the trigger against Kansas City's defense. And again, that might be the big blow in this game, the quote-unquote nail in the coffin, you might say.
The Lopes will need 2 in the final 10 to force overtime at least. Need 3 to win it now, as that 80th minute goal by Ryan Kadu has put the Roos up by a pair. Arstolos gets that one away, looking to find Weller. Cross into the middle of the box, nobody home for the Lopes. Now it'll be batted around and then cleared away, and a corner kick coming for the Lopes. Aristotelos will get set to take the corner for the Lopes. But right into the hands of Filippo Errico. And the referee's gonna stop play for a moment as Errico is down. Took a hard fall on that one. So the Lopes need a goal here probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes to have a truly realistic shot at tying this game. They're gonna need 2 in the next 9. They definitely need 1 by about the 85, 86 minute mark to really apply a ton of pressure on the Roos. Any 1 later than that would be a tough call for the Lopes to score 2 any later than the 5-minute mark. That one almost got by Hugo Logan. Aguas to Tucker in the middle. Tucker out wide for Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends one in. It'll be over everybody's head, but Atondo right there, he keeps it in play. And now it'll be right for Austin Day. He's got to wait for his teammates to get back on side. He will. Day, he'll hold, he'll find Atondo. Atondo did a good job just now to keep it in play for the Lopes and keep pressure on. Played back post. Rasmussen's there, let it bounces off his back. And it's cleared away by Campoy and the Roos. Easley is there. 8 minutes remain. Isai Easley sends one in. That one's going to be headed away. Atondo's there. Finds Aristotelos, and it's back to Marlon Atondo. Atondo in the middle. Logan's going to have a go, and it'll be well high and wide, and a substitution now for Kansas City.
Well, at this point in the game, 8 minutes left for the Lopes. You got to take your chances when you find open holes, and Hugo Logan did right there, even though it was way outside the box. We mentioned the anxious attempts that the Lopes have made early in this game. They have no choice but to make those anxious attempts down by 2 and with 7.5 minutes left. And a very frustrating performance, because you mentioned the amount of time the Lopes have had the ball offensively, and given the amount of time Kansas City's had offensively, and they've come away with 2 scores, it's got to be very frustrating.
Weller almost had a chance to come away with some space there as the Roos get it back. Weller and Rasmussen forced a turnover. Braden Tucker on the ball. He'll get it out wide. Lopes are going to cut back to the middle, find Rasmussen. Rasmussen for Aristotelos into the middle. Looking to make a turn was Logan. And now Aristotelos will take out one of the Roos from behind, and he's got to be careful as he's the other Lope on a yellow card right now. 1 of 3 for GCU. And here comes Calvin Kissy into the middle now. He'll get ready to check in on the next substitution try for GCU as Filippo Errico sends that one long. Roos trying to pin the Lopes back deep, but Tucker will come away with it, and he'll find Aguas, who will play it out wide. Austin Day now. 84th minute approaching here at the GCU Soccer Stadium. That one finds Marlon Atondo on the near side. Atondo sends one in front post. Kansas City right there. They're going to take a couple of touches. Aguas looking to jump in front. He will. Find Aristotelos back for Day. Day for Atondo. Slide tackled away out of bounds, and here comes Calvin Kissy. Calvin Kissy going to get his first action with 6 minutes to play, looking to get at least 1, maybe 2 goals to tie the Lopes and the Roos here at the GCU Soccer Stadium. He'll come in, looks like for Burt Wilton. Or that is Hugo Logan, excuse me, coming off the field. And Calvin Kissy has just gone in. So the Lopes will turn and play it for Isai Easley. Easley playing one in. So Tucker looking to win it back for the Lopes. He does. He finds Rasmussen. Rasmussen looking to make a turn. Rasmussen gonna take another touch. And he's tripped up, no call. And Kansas City will be able to clear it away, but right at Ariel Aguas, who finds Braden Tucker, who will go out wide, and Isai Easley's got a little bit of space. He's gonna play one in, looking for Atondo. He'll find him. Atondo sends one in, floating out of bounds. Goal kick, Kansas City.
Well, another frustrating drive right there from the Lopes, and again, inches away from once again catching Filippo Errico off guard as that one hits the net right over the crossbar, as all Kansas City's offense has to do at this point is isolate the clock with about 4.5 minutes to go. And we'll see if they can give themselves an opportunity to keep the ball on offense, which they have not been able to do throughout the duration in this one. Again, only 2 shots on goal, resulting in a 2-0 lead for Kansas City with very minimal offensive possession to this point in this game.
Efficiency for Kansas City has been the key. 2 shots on goal out of 4, 2 goals for the Roos. Lopes have taken 17 shots total, and only 4 have been testing Filippo Errico, and he's made 4 fantastic saves. Time not on the Lopes side at this point. 4 minutes remain. They're gonna need 2 goals. That one will be played too long for Austin Day, as Cameron Weller was trying to feed Austin Day down that near side. That would have been a nice little 1-2 had that one been able to develop. Errico takes one, sent long. Isai Easley picks it up. He'll turn and find Aguas, who will find Tucker. For Arstotolos, return pass for Tucker. And now here come the Lopes again, looking to feed Atondo, headed away. Arstotolos is right there. He'll find Atondo now, who will play it back for Day. Day cuts into the middle. Day sends one in, hooking out of bounds. And a dangerous cross attempt that turned into a shot for Austin Day.
Well, when this one's all said and done, Kyle, the one thing that the Lopes are going to look back on are all of these missed opportunities. They've held possession offensively for about 90% of the duration of this game. Kansas City, you could argue 5 to 10% offensively in this one. Again, efficiency's been key for the Roos, just capitalizing on their opportunities against George Tesouris, resulting in a 2-0 score.
Weller slips, but Kissy is right there to get it, and the Lopes have 2.5 minutes remaining to score 2 goals. It'll take nothing less than a miracle for the Lopes now, down by 2. Here comes Isai Easley. He'll play Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends one in, back post, off of Errico, out of bounds in a corner, and the Lopes got to go fast. 2 minutes remaining here in half number 2 at the GCU Soccer Stadium. Lopes just need 1 to cut into this lead and make the final 2 minutes very interesting. Played in, headed away. Rasmussen trying to run it down. He will. Rasmussen makes a turn. He'll be forced back. He's gonna send one in. Back post, Arstotolos is there, but headed out of bounds, and a goal kick for Kansas City.
Well, you could see Pombos down there on the left side, right outside the box of Filippo Errico, trying to size that one up, just couldn't make solid contact with that one as it deflected just to the left of the crossbar. More frustration coming on the Lopes end offensively, as it looks like Kansas City just gonna try and wrap this one up at this point, though again, this Lopes defense has continued to fight all night long against this offense. So we'll see if the Lopes get at least one more chance offensively to at least chip away at this lead for Kansas City. It looks like they will.
With 1 minute remaining, 2 goals in a minute's a big task. Lopes have the firepower to do it. But Kansas City plays that one out of bounds, and the Lopes desperately trying to go quick here, just trying to get at least 1. Trying not to get shut out at home for the 2nd time this season. That one for Kissy in the middle. Kissy headed back to the middle. Cleared away by Kansas City, but right at Arstotolos with 30 seconds remaining. Arstotolos plays it right at the Kansas City defense, and it's booted out of play. Pombos will throw it in. Return pass for him. He's going to send it in. Front post, Rasmussen is there. He'll send one across. And it's still in play. That one looked like it was headed out of bounds, and now it will. 4 seconds remain for the Lopes. Long throw in. Chested out of bounds, and Kansas City will enter the GCU Soccer Stadium and come away with a 2-0 shutout victory over the Grand Canyon University Lopes. And you can see the heartbreak on the faces and the body language of the Lopes players right now.
Well, if there's one word to describe this game, Kyle, it's going to be frustrating. I mean, coming into this homestand, we saw the Lopes only having 1 score in their previous 3 games. And despite coming away with a 4-3 loss against Houston Baptist on Friday, they did come away with those 3 scores, which made things very promising coming into this one. It seemed like the offense was woken up. There's just so many missed opportunities in this one. Again, having the ball for about 90% of the duration of this game, really giving George Tesorius a huge break defensively. It was just Kansas City with the amount of time they had offensively. Their offensive possessions were way more efficient. Of course, the big score coming from Ryan Quieto in those final moments to put the nail in the coffin. A 2-0 win for Kansas City as they move up the rankings in the WAC standings, as the Lopes now with their backs against the wall, going on the road against a very tough Utah Valley team, and then Air Force before returning home for the regular season finale, that is, against UNLV.
So the Lopes fall to 4-6-4 on the season and 1-4-3 in Western Athletic Conference play. The Roos will go to 5-8 and even out at 4-4 in Western Athletic Conference play. We thank you for tuning in. You can be sure to catch basketball season gets underway on Wednesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. as the Lopes take on CSU San Bernardino. You can watch that game here on GCU TV or on Fox 10 Extra. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. For everybody here at GCU TV, for Jack O'Hara, I'm Kyle Borg saying have a great rest of your night, and as always, go Lopes.